الحمد لله رب العالمين. والشيخ في هذا الفصل يكشف لنا عن حقيقة من حقائق هذه الدنيا وبخصوص المال فيها.
So he said that all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, that the Shaykh mentioned in this chapter the reality of the dunya.
يدور حول معنى كلام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في قوله الدنيا حلوة خضرة وإن الله مستخلفكم فيها فناظر كيف تعملون.
And this all revolves around what the Prophet Muhammad said, that this world, the dunya, is sweet and lush, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it such in order to see how you're going to act in it.
وقد رتب الله تعالى نظاما للناس كيف يأخذون المال وأين يصرفونه.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left a way by which human beings should interact in terms of their dealings with money and wealth.
وخالف بين الناس في مستوى ما يملكون وما يصلهم من هذه الأموال اختبارا لمن وفر عليه واختبارا لمن قتر عليه.
So that if we look at the different human conditions, whether they are poor or whether they are wealthy, that both of these two states are a way that Allah Ta'ala has tested His creation.
وأشار الحق إلى توهم الناس الذي يتوهمونه مباشرة في قوله فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ويختبره ربه فأكرمه ونعمه أي وسع عليه رزقه وماله فيقول ربي أكرمن.
And so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dealt with these delusions when He said subhanahu wa ta'ala that as for the one that He tried and that He did and He showed him from His generosity and He gave him many pleasures therein, meaning that he outwardly had a lot of wealth.
وهو تعالى يعطي هذا المال للأنبياء وللأولياء ويعطيه للفساق وللكفار وللأشرار وللسعداء وللأشقياء.
And we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives wealth to those that are righteous, those that are close to Him, that those who have taqwa. But we also see that He also gives it to unbelievers. He gives it to people who are corrupt. He gives it to people who are not worth it.
فتوهم الإنسان أن الكرامة بوجود المال وهم باطل لا حقيقة له.
So it is a delusion for the human being to think that their true worth is from money. This is a complete falsehood that has no reality to it.
قال سبحانه وأما إذا ما ابتلاه أي اختبره أيضا فقدر عليه رزقه أي ضيق عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن.
And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the following verse, and as for the one that Allah tries by narrowing and constricting his sustenance, that he thinks that Allah has humiliated him because of this.
هكذا يتوهم الناس أن الإهانة بقلة المال.
Some people think that this is in this delusional way that true ihana or being in a belittled state is from the lack of having money.
قال الله كلا ردع وزجر.
But Allah Ta'ala says, كلا, rather, nay.
وثم ذكر ما تكون به الكرامة وما تكون به الإهانة.
Then He mentions subhanahu wa ta'ala the reality of nobility in His sight and the reality of belittlement.
فالكرامة أن يوفق الإنسان سواء كان غنيا أو فقيرا أو متوسطا أن يوفق لفعل الصالحات والمكارم والجميل والطاعة.
That true karama or honor, that it's not related to whether one is wealthy or poor, rather it's related to the fact whether they do good deeds or have righteous works.
أشار إلى ذلك بقوله بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحضون أو لا تحاضون على طعام المسكين.
That He said about these realities subhanahu wa ta'ala when He says that they give from their wealth and they're generous to the orphan, and that they incite others to give their money out to the poor.
تضيعون الطاعات وخصوصا ما فيه رفق ورفد لإخوانكم.
So that they are neglectful when it comes to these righteous works, in particular in terms of their helping and taking care of their brothers.
كمثل إكرام اليتيم.
Like showing generosity to the orphan.
وفي الحديث أنا وكافل اليتيم في الجنة كهاتين وأشار بإصبعيه السبابة والوسطى مشيرا إلى قربه منه.
And our Prophet ﷺ said that I and the one who sponsors or takes care of the orphan are like these two. And he pointed to his middle finger and his index finger indicating that this person is going to be close to him in paradise.
وما من بيت فيه يتيم يكرم إلا نزلت عليه الرحمة وزارته الملائكة.
That any house that an orphan is being taken care of therein, that mercy will descend upon that house, as well as the angels will visit them.
والعكس إذا كان يهان فيه يتيم.
And the opposite will happen, that if the orphan is despised.
قال ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين أي لا يحث بعضكم بعضا على إعطاء الطعام للمستحقين من أهل الحاجة.
So Allah says that they don't encourage or incite one another to give to the poor, meaning that those people that are in need, that they don't help one another to take care of their needs.
ثم ذكر انسياق الطبيعة مع مشتهيات النفس وهذا هو سبب الإهانة.
Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the true meaning of ihana, or belittlement, abasement, and that is following one's lower desires.
فقال وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما.
تراث الإرث.
الإرث والحق المال.
And so then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that you eat money, that you eat up money, that is not your right, and that you love wealth, a great love.
والفاعل لذلك يتعرض لحقائق الإهانة.
And the person that does this will expose himself to the reality of true belittlement.
وهو الذي أشار إليه الشيخ في هذا الفصل الذي قرأه علينا.
And this is what the Shaykh is indicating in the chapter that was read to us.
قال تحدث الإنسان نفسه بأخذ المال من غير حله.
So that a person's nafs will speak to them and encourage them to take money from an unlawful source.
ثم صرفه في غير محله.
And then to spend it in an inappropriate way.
فتزداد عليه المشاكل ويحتاج لمال أكثر.
So then many problems will occur, and then he'll need even more wealth.
فيريد أن يعالج ذلك بالاستزادة من أخذ المال من غير حله.
So he'll want to solve this problem, but end up taking money again from sources that are unlawful.
فضرب له مثلا برجل أضر ببطنه باستعمال دواء حاد مسهل.
So he gave an example of an individual who took some medicine that was supposed to bring a cure about for his stomach, but it led him to have a sickness of the stomach.
فلما رأى الإسهال زاد عليه شرب مرة ثانية أكثر من ذاك المقدار الأول.
So it actually gave him diarrhea, but then the more medicine that he took, that his diarrhea increased.
فلا يزال كلما ازداد زاد به المرض.
The more medicine that he took, the sicker he became.
وكذلك حال الناس الذين يفتحون على أنفسهم أخذ المال من غير محله.
Thus is the case as well as the individual who opens up doors to take money from an unlawful source.
كلما أخذوه كذلك ذهبت عليهم البركة وكثرت عليهم النفقات وحلت عليهم المشاكل فيرى كثرة ما يحتاج والديون التي عليه فيفكر في الأخذ أكثر بهذه الطريقة الملتوية.
So you'll find that a person who does this, the more problems that will come to them, that the more debts that they will incur, the more things that they'll have to spend their money upon will appear. And so that they'll then try to take more money, but their state will just increase.
وفي هذا المثال بعض الواقع الذين حصل مع الذين ركزوا التعامل على الربا في الأموال في عصرنا الحاضر.
And an example of that is many people who made the foundation of their financial transactions based upon riba or interest in the time that we live in today.
وهربوا لحل المشاكل إلى الزيادة من أنواع الربا وانتشاره.
So that they turn to, in order to solve their problems, other types of financial options, but also that these were related to interest.
لكن الإسهال وصل بهم إلى أزمات.
But this type of figurative diarrhea had left him to even a greater crisis.
وهكذا يكون الشان في منهج الله تبارك وتعالى من حين أخرج الله آدم إلى الأرض إلى أن تقوم الساعة.
And this is the way of the minhaj, the methodology of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the law that He gave from the time that He brought Adam into existence until the Day of Judgment.
قل أأنتم أعلم أم الله؟
Allah says that, are you more knowledgeable or is Allah?
ومن أحسن من الله حكما لقوم يوقنون.
And Allah says that, who is better than Allah in judgment for those who have certainty?
ولما قام الإمام العادل سيدنا عمر بن عبد العزيز بضبط الأموال بنظام الشريعة.
That when Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz placed a lot of restrictions upon his government institutions in the way that they used the government's money,
فاضت البركات على الناس وتوفرت الأموال.
That there was, people's money was filled with barakah and blessing, and that there was a lot of surplus money.
ومع توفرها حلت البركة فيها وذهبت من الناس عقدة الجشع والطمع وإرادة الاستيلاء على مال الآخرين.
And because of all of this surplus money, that you saw that people were content with their states, and that they didn't have a desire, and they weren't greedy, nor did they try to take other people's wealth.
فتعالجوا ماديا وتعالجوا نفسيا.
So that at the same time as they were cured at the level of the soul, that this was directly related to because of finding answers to problems in relationship to money.
ولم يمكث في الخلافة إلا 2 و6 أشهر.
And he only remained the caliph for 2.5 years.
لكن في خلال هذه الفترة سير بالذهب يعرض على الناس فيرفضونه.
But despite that, during this short period of time, that they would actually walk through the streets with gold, and they wouldn't find anyone that would even want to take it.
وأمرهم أن يعرضوا بعض الأموال فساروا بها من قطر إلى قطر فكلما عرضوها على أحد قالوا لا حاجة لنا بها معنا ما يكفينا.
So he told some of his workers to take money and to go find if there was anyone in need. But as they went from town to town and city to city, that they found no one that was in need.
وكانوا يقولون أغنى عدل عمر بن عبد العزيز الناس.
And so that they used to say about Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was that all of this stemmed from his justice.
وردوا إليه الذهب ثاني مرة قالوا ما وجدنا من يقبله.
And so that then these workers of his returned the money to him and said that we didn't find anyone that would accept this gold.
قال فضعوه في بيت المال.
He said that put it in the Bayt al-Bal, where the money of the Muslims is kept.
كانت تحكي زوجته أنه يجيء في بعض الليالي إلى فراشه فيرتعد.
So that one time that one of his wives came to him when he was getting ready for bed, and he found him fearful and shaking.
فتقوله ما لك؟
And she asked him, what is wrong with you?
يقول تذكرت جوع الجائع وحاجة المحتاج وأني أسأل عن ذلك.
He said that I thought about the hunger of the one who is hungry and the needs of those who are in need, and I feared that I was going to be asked about that in front of my Lord.
وتذكرت المظلوم وأني أسأل عن كل من ظلم من الرعية.
And then I reflected upon the oppressed and realized that I'm going to be asked about everyone that was oppressed that was from my constituents.
فهل تأذنين لي أن أقوم فأتضرع لربي؟
He says that, do you permit for me stand in prayer and to supplicate my Lord?
فتقول له زوجته قم.
And his wife said to him, stand.
قالت فيتوضأ وينتصب قائما وساجدا يبكي حتى يطلع الفجر.
And she said that he purified himself and stood in prayer and prostrated until Fajr entered.
وبلغ من ورعه أنه في مدة خلافته عليه رضوان الله لم يغتسل من جنابة إلا مرتين.
And that they mentioned from his wara', from his scrupulousness, that he only had to make a ghusl, take a purificatory bath from being in a state of greater ritual impurity 2 times.
وفي ليلة شاتية خرج يريد الاغتسال.
One winter night that he left his house wanting to take a purificatory bath.
فقدم إليه الخادم ماء حارا من أجل شدة الشتاء.
And one of his servants that presented him some hot water because it was in the winter and it was cold.
فقال من أين جئت بهذا الماء المسخن؟
But he asked her that, where did you get this hot water?
قال من الذي نسخنه للمسلمين.
I got it from those who warm it up for the Muslims.
قال هذا يسخن بحطب من بيت المال.
He said that this is warmed up with firewood that is purchased from the Bayt al-Mal.
وأنا لا أستعمله.
And I'm not going to use that.
قال يا أمير المؤمنين إن اغتسلت بالماء البارد أصبح الناس لا خليفة لهم يعني تموت.
He said that she said, "Oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, that if you take a purificatory bath with cold water, that you might die and that the Muslims aren't going to have a caliph anymore."
قال لابد لي من ذلك كيف أصنع؟
He said that this is what I have to do.
قال عندي حل.
She said that I have a solution for you.
فما الحل؟
What is that?
قال نحسب كم يساوي قيمة الحطب الذي سخن به هذا القدر من الماء فترده إلى بيت مال المسلمين.
So that we'll figure out how much firewood was used to warm up that water, and then we'll return the money to the Bayt al-Mal.
قال هذا يمكن.
He said this we can do.
قدر القيمة وضاعفها.
He said that try to figure out how much it was, but multiply it by 2.
وقدرها وقال خذ مقابلها من مالي وأخذ الماء يغتسل به.
And so once she estimated how much it was, that she took from his personal wealth and returned it to the Bayt al-Mal.
وجاءوا يوما يزنون بين يديه مسك لبيت المال.
And one time that they were weighing before him musk, perfume, when that was supposed to, that was the property of the Bayt al-Mal.
فرفع يده ووضعها على أنفه.
That he put up his hand and he covered his nose.
قالوا ما لك؟
They said, "What are you doing?"
قال إنما ينتفع من المسك بشمه فكيف أشمه قبل أن يصل إلى المسلمين.
He said that the benefit of musk is in its beautiful smell. So how could I smell it before the Muslims themselves take their benefit from it?
مع أنه في أول شبابه كان يحب البذخ والترف.
Despite the fact when he was a young man that he was an aristocrat that wore very nice clothes.
وكان غنيا.
And he was wealthy.
لكن بعد أن تولى الخلافة صار فقيرا.
But after he became the caliph, he became poor.
وكان قد يشتري الثوب ب400 درهم ثم يلمسه فيقول ما أحسنه لولا خشونة فيه.
That he used to buy a garment or a robe that would cost 400 dirhams, and that when he would feel it, he would say, that it's a nice robe, but it's still a little coarse.
لكن بعد ذلك صار يأخذ الثوب ب4 دراهم رخيص فيلمسه فيقول ما أحسنه لولا ليونة فيه هذا لين.
But when he became the caliph, then he used to buy a robe for only 4 dirhams. And he would feel it and he'd say that what a nice robe this is, but there's still, it's a little bit too soft.
فقال له بعضهم كيف كنت من قبل الخلافة ترى الخشونة في ما قيمته 400.
He said that how could you before notice that the slightest coarseness in a robe that cost 400 dirhams?
واليوم ترى هذا الخشن لينا.
And today that you see this robe that in reality is not soft, you think it's soft.
فقال له إن لي نفسا تواقة ذواقة.
He says that I have a nafs, a capacity internally that has good, I have the ability to taste things.
كلما ذاقت شيئا تاقت إلى ما فوقه.
That every time that I taste something, that I desire what is higher than it.
حتى ذقت من هذه الدنيا أعلى شيء وهو الخلافة فيها. الإمارة.
That I even tasted the sweetest thing that's in this dunya, which is to be a king and to be in control of people.
فتقت إلى ما فوقها.
So that I desired what was even above that.
صارت عندي حقيرة وأنا أريد الذي هو أعلى منها وأكبر.
That I even want now that which is even greater and higher than it.
هذا الرجل العادل أظهر الله تبارك وتعالى البركة في وقته فتجاوزت الحدود المعهودة.
So that this blessed man, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala manifested His station in such that it encompassed all of the people of His time.
كثيرا ما تحدث المؤرخون أن الذئاب رعت مع الأغنام في وقته ولم تضرها بالأكل.
And so that many of the historians narrate that even the wolves during that time, or the foxes, that they wouldn't eat sheep.
حتى بعض الأعراب رأى يوما الذئب قام فعدى على غنمة له فقال مات عمر بن عبد العزيز.
Until a desert Arab saw one day a wolf devour a sheep, and he said that today Umar bin Abdul Aziz must have died.
وضبط الساعة فوجدوها الساعة التي فاضت روحه فيها في بيته.
And that he recorded the time that this had happened, and it was actually the time that he had just died.
ومع ذلك من خوفه من الله تبارك وتعالى كان يرى التقصير وعدم وجود المساعدين.
And so that despite all of these great traits that he had, that he still had a lot of fear before his Lord and felt like he didn't have anyone to help him.
الشيخ تفضل. حتى قالوا لبعض التابعين أو الإمام الزهري كتب إليه يقول له يا أمير المؤمنين، تفضلوا شيخ، يا أمير المؤمنين أما أهل الدنيا فلا تريدهم أنت لولايتك، وأما أهل الآخرة فلا يريدونك، فانظر إلى أهل المروءة فولهم.
And so that Imam al-Zuhri wrote a letter to Imam Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, and he explained to him why. He said that the people of worldly people today don't want you, and that people of the next world are running away from these types of things anyway. So he said, look to the people of muru'ah, of legally respectability, and put them in a position of power.
ودعا رجلا مشهورا بالصلاح واستجابة الدعوة.
And he called a well-known righteous man who was known to have his prayers be answered.
يسمى ابن زكريا.
His name was Ibn Zakaria.
فلما وصل إليه قال لي حاجة أريد أن تضمن لي بالقيام بها.
That he said to him that I have a need, that I want you to guarantee that it's going to be taken care of.
قال إن كانت في مقدوري فأنا أقوم لك بها.
He said that if it's within my power, that I will take care of it for you.
قال فاحلف.
He said that swear by Allah.
قال من دوني أن أحلف.
He said I'll do it without swearing.
قال لابد من ذلك.
No, you have to swear.
فحلف له.
So he swore.
قال تدعو الله لي أن ألقاه فقد تعبت من ثقل هذه الخلافة.
He said to the righteous man that supplicate your Lord right now to take my soul, because that I'm tired out from the hardships of the caliph.
أخاف على نفسي الفتنة في الدين.
That I fear fitna and being tried in my deen.
قال إذن أكون عدو أمة محمد على يدي يموت خليفة عادل.
Then I'll be as if I make this supplication an enemy of the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad, that this you want me to make the supplication that a just caliph is going to return to you?
قال قد وعدت وحلفت.
He said that you promised and swore.
فلا بد لك من ذلك.
He said you have to do it.
قال اللهم إن عبدك هذا يريد لقاءك فعجل بلقائه.
So the righteous man said that this slave of yours wants to meet you, so hasten his meeting with you.
قال وهذا ولد لي أخاف عليه الفتنة من بعدي فأحسن يلحقني.
He said, and even my son, that after me also fears fitna or trial, so it's better that he follows right after me.
قال اللهم وولده وأنا معه.
And then the righteous man said, and do the same for his child and me with them.
فمات الثلاثة في أسبوع واحد.
That all three of them died within 1 week.
عليه رضوان الله تبارك وتعالى. وهذا مثال من الأمثلة التي برزت على الظاهر في عالم الدنيا.
May Allah be pleased with him. This is an example of many examples that have manifested outwardly in the world.
ولكنه عرف حقيقة الدنيا وحقيقة الآخرة.
But he realized and knew the reality of the dunya and the reality of the next world.
وعرف الدجالية التي عند الدنيا فلم ينخدع بها.
And he knew the delusional nature of the dunya, it being like a dajjal, but he wasn't deceived by it.
فإن الدجال عندما يبعث وهو أكبر فتنة ما بين النبي إلى أن تقوم الساعة.
Because the Antichrist, the Dajjal, when he will finally be sent, and keep in mind that he is the greatest fitna or trial in the history of mankind.
يمشي معه بصورة نهر وأشجار كأنها جنة.
That he will have palaces and rivers walking with him as if they are from the paradise.
وصورة نار تلتهب.
And that he will also have an image of fire burning.
فيضع بعض الذين يؤمنون به يرميهم إلى جنته.
So that some of those people that don't believe in him, they will throw them in what appears to be a paradise.
والذين لا يرضون الإيمان به يرميهم في ناره.
And those that refuse to believe in him, that he will throw them in the fire.
لكن كل الذين يدخلهم إلى جنته يحترقون.
That all of those that are thrown into his apparent paradise will actually burn.
وكل الذين يدخلهم إلى ناره يقعون في مثل النهر العذب البارد.
But those that are thrown into what appears to be his fire will feel as if they're in a cold river.
حتى يقول النبي فمن أدركه منكم فليقع فالذي يرى أنه نار فإنه نهر عذب.
Because then our Prophet ﷺ said that if you meet him, meaning the Dajjal, then choose to be thrown into the fire, because in reality that it is like paradise and cold, like a cold river.
فكذلك الدنيا تظهر لك أن راحتها في أخذ المال بالطرق الملتوية ومن غير الحلال والدخول مع ذا وذاك. وتظهر لك أن التعب في أن تتقيد بدينك ونظام ربك وتتورع. فلا يؤمنون به فلا ينزل عليهم مطر ولا ينبت لهم شجر.
So that the Dajjal will come to some people and they would not believe in him. And then what will happen is that they will receive no rain, nor will any plants or
اختبار من الله لعباده.
Being tested in this way by Allah.
فيمر على آخرين قريبا منهم فيؤمنون به.
Then he'll pass by others not too far from them, but they will then believe in him.
فيشير إلى المطر فتنزل مع أصابعه.
And the Dajjal will point to the rain and then it will rain.
وإلى الشجر فتنبت مع أصابعه.
And then he'll point to plants and then trees will grow.
وتحصل في بعض الأماكن في أيامه مجاعة للمؤمنين.
And that you'll find in some places during his time that there will be a famine among the Muslims.
حدث عنها النبي.
Our Prophet informed us of this.
ولما ذكر أخباره تلك
When he informed us of this,
قال أعرابي جالس عند النبي يا رسول الله
there was a desert Arab sitting in the presence of the Prophet. He said, "O Messenger of Allah,
أرأيت إن أظهرت الإيمان به وأكلت من خبزه حتى شبعت ثم كفرت به."
He said that, Ya Rasulullah, what would happen that if the Dajjal came and I ate from his bread until I was satiated and then disbelieved in him?
ضحك النبي
And the Prophet smiled.
وقال لا
He said, no.
بل يغنيك الله بما يغني عباده المؤمنين.
Rather, Allah will suffice you with what He sufficed His believing servants.
لا تصدق سحر الدنيا
Do not believe the sorcery of this world,
ولا دجلها.
nor its delusional nature.
اصبر على الجوع قليلا وستر الخير مقبلا.
Be patient and be patient for a short time, and that you will see the end result.
والنبي خير ناصح لأمته.
And the Prophet is the best advisor to his ummah.
وأجر الله السؤال على ذاك الإعرابي ليكون ميزانا لنا في عند اختلاط الدنيا.
And that Allah brought this response on the tongue of this desert Arab so that it could be a scale for us to gauge things by in later times.
حتى أن بعض المؤمنين يفرون إلى رؤوس الجبال.
Such that during the time of the Dajjal, some of the believers will flee to the peaks of mountains.
قال فيرسل الله على بعضهم ظباء فيها لبن فيكفيهم قوتا.
And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send to them ways for them to be sustained, like sending them milk.
وبعضهم يغذي أجسادهم بالتسبيح والتحميد كما يتغذون بالطعام.
Others will find their sustenance from saying subhanallah and alhamdulillah as if it were food.
أياما معدودة وتنتهي فتنة الدجال.
That a short time will pass, a numbered time will pass until the fitna of the Dajjal will end.
بخروج سيدنا عيسى عليه نبينا وعليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام.
When the Prophet Jesus alayhi salam comes back,
قال صلى الله عليه وسلم
our Prophet said sallallahu alayhi wasallam,
فيخبر عيسى الذين صبروا في الجبال بدرجاتهم في الجنة.
that Jesus will inform those that were patient in the mountain peaks about their ranks in paradise.
ألا شفت أن ظاهر النار تحول إلى نهر؟
Have you not seen now how what appears to be a fire will change into a river?
فكذلك أرشد النبي قال للأعرابي لا بل يغنيك الله بما يغني به المؤمنين.
In a similar way, the Prophet ﷺ directed this desert Arab and said, rather that Allah will suffice you with that which He suffices His believing servants.
وحضر معه عربي يوما والنبي يصف الجنة.
And one time, another desert Arab was present when the Prophet was describing paradise.
فقال بعضهم هل في الجنة زرع يا رسول الله؟
And one of them said, is there any agriculture in paradise, O Messenger of Allah?
قال فيها ما تشتهي الأنفس.
He says that in it is everything that the soul desires.
وإن بعض الناس يشتهي الزرع ممن كان يزرع في الدنيا.
And even some people used to desire farming and agriculture as they used to do in the dunya.
فيقول يا رب يريد أن أزرع.
They will say that, oh Lord, that I want to plant seeds.
يقول ألم أغنك بما أعطيتك؟
And then Allah will say to them that I have sufficed you with everything that I've given you.
قال ولكني أحب أن أزرع.
But I want to, grow vegetables.
فيأذن الله له.
And then Allah will permit him.
فيشير بيده فتنبت الزروع.
And so he'll just point his fingers and then plants.
ثم تتكوم أكوام الحبوب على مد النظر.
And that there will be all different types of crops to the extent that his eye can see.
قال الأعرابي يا رسول الله لا تجد هذا إلا أنصاري من الأوس والخزرج أما أنهم أهل زرع أما نحن ما عندنا زراعة.
Then another desert Arab said that the only person who would want this is someone from the Aus or Khazraj. As for my tribe, that we don't care about this.
فضحك النبي صلى الله عليه
And the Prophet ﷺ laughed.
وكان الصحابة يفرحون ببعض الأعراب لما يأتون عند النبي.
The companions used to become happy when the desert Arabs would come to visit the Prophet.
فإما يبسطونه ببعض لطائفهم.
That he will either speak to them in a very gentle, soft way.
وإما يستخرجون منه علوما وفوائد بجرأتهم ولا يتجرأ عليه الصحابة.
Or that from their questions that the companions would never dare to ask, that they would bring about and extract from the Prophet ﷺ a lot of benefit.
خصوصا بعد نزول الأدب أن لا يكثروا سؤاله عليه الصلاة والسلام.
Especially after it was revealed to them that they shouldn't question him often.
فقل الصحابة السؤال.
So that the companions asked very few questions.
ويفرحون بالأعراب يأتون فيسألون.
And that they used to love when the desert Arabs come because they would ask questions.
والصحابة يسمعون.
And then the companions would listen to the answers.
ومنه الحديث العظيم الذي في البداية زعل منه الصحابة.
Then from among these incidents is when one of the desert Arab asked a question that at first angered the companions.
لأن الأعرابي قام والنبي يخطب.
Because this desert Arab stood up while the Prophet was giving a sermon.
ويأتي بسؤال في ظاهره غير وجيه.
That he asked what was apparently an inappropriate question.
يقول متى الساعة يا رسول الله؟
He said, Ya Rasulullah, when is the hour?
فتأثر عامة الصحابة من هذا النبي يخطب وهو يتكلم ويجيب سؤال بلا ضرورة.
Most of the companions were angered and said, who is this person standing up and asking the Prophet this question while he's giving a sermon?
لكن النبي لما أنهى الخطبة قال من السائل عن الساعة؟
But the Prophet, when he finished his sermon, he said that, who was the questioner?
قال أنا يا رسول الله.
And the man said, I, Ya Rasulullah.
قال فما أعددت لها؟
Then the Prophet asked him, what have you prepared for it?
تسأل عن الساعة وهل هي نزهة ولعب؟
That you're just asking about the hour? You think it's just some type of vacation and play?
ما أعددت لها؟
What did you prepare for it?
قال لا والله يا رسول الله ما أعددت لها كثير صلاة ولا كثير صيام
He said, O Messenger of Allah, by Allah, I have not prepared a lot of prayer or fasting for it.
غير أني أحب الله ورسوله.
Other than I definitely love Allah and His Messenger.
قال صلى الله عليه وسلم أنت مع من أحببت.
And the Prophet ﷺ said to him, you are with those that you love.
المرء مع من أحب.
A man is with he whom he loves.
ففرح الصحابة فرحا شديدا.
The companions were extremely happy at this.
وقالوا جزاه الله خير هذا الأعرابي.
May Allah reward this desert Arab.
مع جرعته وعجرفته خرج لنا خيرا كبيرا.
You know that the way he asked the question in the end, it had a good ending.
يقول سيدنا عبد الله بن مسعود ما فرحت بعد الإسلام بشيء مثل فرحي بهذا الحديث.
Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud said that nothing made me more happy since the time I became Muslim than to hear the statement of our Prophet.
قد سمعوا فضل الصلاة وفضل الصيام وفضل الجهاد وفضل الصدقة ولكن ما وثقوا بشيء مثل المحبة.
That they heard about the merit of prayer, the merit of fasting, the merit of Hajj, the merit of jihad, the merit of charity, but that this is what brought them the most joy.
فلا يدرون تقبل هذه الأعمال أم لا.
They don't know whether these actions that they did will be accepted or not.
وإذا قبلت فمهما كان ثوابها أين المعية.
That even if they were accepted, even if they had a great reward, where is the ma'iyah? They're being with the messenger.
لكن في المحبة وعدوا أن يكونوا معه.
But as for love, that they had been promised that they would be with him.
كان سيدنا أنس بن مالك إذا ذكر هذا الحديث يقول وأنا أحب رسول الله وأبا بكر وعمر وأرجو بحبي إياهم أن يحشرني الله معهم.
Sayyidina Anas bin Malik would say when he would remember this hadith, and I indeed love the Prophet and Abu Bakr and Umar, and I hope that Allah will, by means of this love, gather me with them on the Day of Judgment.
فالله يمكن محبتهم في قلوبنا.
May Allah make the love of them firm in our hearts.
ويعين إخواننا في أستراليا ليحسنوا ترجمة هذه المعاني.
And to help our brothers in Australia to translate these meanings in the best of way.
ويكونون دعاة إلى جمال وكمال شريعة الله.
And so that they call to the perfection and beauty of the sacred law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وفقكم الله وأخذ بأيديكم.
May Allah give you all tawfiq and take you by the hand.
وقت أذان قريب وقت الأذان وقت الأذان
هذا الأصوات الحسنة صوت
مكاوي ها من مكة
خلاص في أذان خلاص
خلي give him this one.
مرحبا لا بأس سهل بدنا ننتظر قليل بننتظر
الله أكبر الله أكبر.
أهلا ومرحبا
الله